Hi, Gay DeRusso with the Majestic rider. So I had to set up the camera somewhere else. So hopefully it'll work. This is Cayenne. This is the Icelandic Singlefooter cross. And we're just going to show you his gaits. He's going home soon, and we'll see if we can get him to canter out here. So he has a flat walk, a slow saddle gait, and a fast saddle gait, and a rack. Okay. It's very windy, so I know you might not be able to hear me. So this is his flat walk. So with him, I'm starting to get him to carry himself in the frame. But with the young ones, you don't want to overdo it. Now it's hard on some of these things. The footing's uneven, so they can get a little trippy, and he's due for his shoes now. So there's something going on. Okay, so this is still his flat walk, and then we're going to show you saddle gait. So hopefully I'm not too close. But I still have to support him at this point. He can't totally carry himself yet. And that's just the way it is with some of the younger horses that are heavy on their forehand. Some are very well balanced, some are not. So you cannot ride them all the same. Well, you can, but you're just going to have problems. So that horse now being tied there is distracting him, so he's a little pacey. So since he's getting pacey, I'm trying to get his head down, and I'm having to do it a little hard because of all that's going on. With all this wind, you're not going to hear me much, so I'm going to go faster and faster, though, at his saddle gait. And as I get faster, he's going to use his hind quarter more, and you might see a little bit more jiggle in the saddle. So he canters better on his right lead, so that's what I'm going to get out here most likely. When I go to the left, I have to use a pole or something to kind of help him in the beginning. And all I'm doing is I half halt, tell him the word canter in my outside leg. Alright, so I can feel he's getting tired. So I'm going to go back to racking a little bit. He's kind of lazy, tired. Some days he's more go-y. It just depends on the day. But days like this, not going to push it because he'll get too trippy. Okay, so it's too windy out there to talk to you, but I just wanted to explain a little bit about Cayenne. I don't know if I'm far enough back. Too much stuff in my shed. Anyhow, Cayenne's only 3, so we got a lot done in the time period he was here. He has all the arena work down, but he's not finished. He still needs to practice that, and he's still growing. So the owners need to keep practicing and going in the arena at least a couple of times a week and improving that and working on his flat walk and his leg yield and his shoulder in and his turn on the forehand and his turn on his haunches and his back up, opening gaits, all of those things, so they get better and better. Because just a couple months of training does not finish the horse. You have to keep practicing it yourself and trying to make it better and better. His saddle gait is pretty good, but he still needs to practice it, and because he's going through growing spurts, he's going to have times that he's gaiting well and not gaiting so well due to some of that, and you have to kind of recognize that when you have a younger horse, that sometimes you need to give it breaks from certain gaits while it's growing. But they can practice the saddle gait, and then when you do the rack, you do it for short periods of time. Even with the speed rackers, yes, it's a fun thing to do, but you don't want to do that for miles and miles. It really will beat up on your horse's joints. But if you do it for short periods of time, couple minutes here and there, it's super fun, and that's not as concussive to their joints because you're not going that fast for very long. His canter has come around. He didn't know how to canter when he showed up. He does now. He picks up his right lead very easily. His left is much harder for him, but he understands to do it. He just needs some help getting it. And so at home, they need to work on that left lead first because the right is easier, so he's going to be able to do that even when he's tired. But if they try the left when he's tired, it's not going to work so well. When your horse goes better one direction than the other, like since he came, his left side was always weaker. And it's gotten much, much better, but it still needs to get better because when you stand behind your horse and look at your look at the horse's shoulders, on Cayenne, you'll see his right shoulder is bigger than his left. Makes sense, right? So that's the same with my horse. My horse's right shoulder was smaller than the left, the muscular, and she was very weak to the right. Until now, she's much, much better. So when they're having weaknesses or you're not sure which side is weak, stand behind them like I show in some of the videos and on the saddle fitting videos and look and see which shoulder is bigger, and then make sure you shim your saddle, help the horse, and then work that side more to make your horse more even. So again, Cayenne's done great. He's got a headset. He's got all his gaits. They have to practice all his things and getting him stronger, and he'll be a phenomenal horse. But if they don't do any of those things or just ride fast all the time, then again, he might not do so well. So it's all about putting the training on, then keeping it up and making your horse better and better. Okay? All right. I hope you enjoyed Cayenne's progression, and now we'll move on to the other horses that are in training. And don't forget to click like and subscribe so I can keep these videos coming for you.